Hello, this is ERGJ, and I want to ask you this. Do you find yourself overworked and underpaid? Do you find yourself working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to pay your living expenses, to keep up with the bills, and to feed your family? Well, I want to ask you why. Why are you overworked and underpaid? See, I believe that we were sold this dream and we bought this dream, this American dream that you should go to school, get an education, find a good paying job, work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life, and then retire. And that was the good life. Well, I want to open up your mind to something different. I want to open up your mind to something new. And if you're watching this video, then this message is for you. I want to help you go from being overworked and underpaid. See, here's the thing. I found that in my job that I had recently quit, that they paid me just enough to keep me from quitting, and I worked just hard enough to keep from getting fired. And I wonder, are you in that same position? And if you are, well, how can you go from being overworked and underpaid? Well, I believe that there's some questions that you must answer for yourself in order to get you started on the right track, to get your fair amount, to get what you really should be worth. The first question I want to ask you is this: how much is your time really worth? In other words, if you were to pay yourself per hour, how much would you pay yourself? And then I want to ask you, does that amount match up to what you're currently getting paid? Well, for most people, that answer is no. For most people, they wouldn't pay themselves $10 an hour. For most people, they wouldn't pay themselves $15 an hour. For most people, they wouldn't pay themselves $20 an hour. They will pay themselves much more because they believe that their time is worth more than what they're currently getting paid. Well, if you find yourself in that position, then the next question that you must ask yourself is this: what value am I bringing to the marketplace that's going to pay me what I think my time is worth? Because reality is, what you think your time is worth may not necessarily be what the marketplace thinks your time is worth until you start to bring that value to the marketplace. See, here's where I found myself. I found myself making $20 an hour, $25 an hour, and I still felt like I wasn't paying myself enough for my time, and time was the most precious asset that I have. But I also found that I had a business that I had started like 2 years ago that I never worked. I never put any effort into. My business was just there collecting dust. And in 2015, I decided that this was the year that I was going to work my business. This was the year that I was going to work on building my fortune instead of just taking care of my living. And I think that you have some ideas. I think that you have some dreams. I think that even you may have a business or something that you can bring that's of value to the marketplace, but you just haven't worked it. Why haven't you worked it? Well, because you just haven't had the time, or you haven't really made the time. See, many of us, we have these ideas, we have these things that we can bring to the marketplace that'll bring great value to those that are around us and those that we have not even met yet. But guess what? We don't put the time into or the effort into those dreams. What we do is we go to work, we come home, we take care of the kids, we watch some TV, we get on Facebook and be on the internet, but we never take an hour or 2 hours of our time, the time that we say that we're worth, and put it into our business, or put it into our dreams, or put it into our ideas. When are you going to make the time to put some effort into your ideas? The second question I got to ask for you is, if you find yourself overworked and underpaid, is where is your creative space? What time of the day, when out the day, do you have time to think or to dream or to create? I knew for me it was very early in the morning. That was the most creative space that I had. When I woke up early in the morning, I had these fresh ideas. And so I started to carve out time in my life that I would be available to dream, available just to think, available just to ponder and wonder, what could I do? And I want to ask you to find that space. You know what that is for you. Where's that space, that time of the day where you find yourself to be most creative? And I want to ask you to start to carve some time out in your life that you can be creative, that you can dream, that you can be curious, that you can imagine. And you can start to write those ideas out. And then you can start to build on those ideas. Because it's time out for you to be overworked and underpaid. It's time out for you not to be getting what you believe that your hour of time is worth. Why not get paid what you're worth? And the way that you do that is you need to bring that value to the marketplace. See, I believe that you already have that dream. You already have those ideas. You already have those things ready, but they're just waiting on you to put in the effort, to put in the time, to think, to imagine, to dream, and so that you can build this life for yourself that you want to live. Then the last question I have for you, if you find yourself overworked and underpaid, is why? Why? Don't you realize that we create the life that we live? We created it by what we thought, going into where we are now. We chose the job that we want to work. We chose the education that we wanted to pursue. We chose to create the life that we currently live. The choices that we make have brought us to the place that we are. And if you want to go from being overworked to underpaid, then you must make different choices. You must create or determine. You must put in. You must discipline yourself. That's what I'm saying. You must discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. Change a few small things. And my recommendation would be to cut off the television, or at least watch it less, unless that's what you find to give you that creative juice, that imagination. I know for me it didn't. I was just watching someone else's creativity. And maybe for you it brings you to a place of creativity. It brings you to a place of dreaming. But find out for yourself, where is it? What space? What is it about life that gets you to start to dream again? Because it's in your dream that you're going to bring more value, that you're going to find this value that you can bring to the marketplace, and you can start to get paid what you're worth. So I hope this message helped you. I hope that you will find it will spark some new creativity in you to change a few things about what you're currently doing in your life so that you can stop being overworked and underpaid.